Hey, Garden Talks again. Today it's about our old friend Don Parada, who I had read in something today. It was in East Bay Insiders. He was complaining about ranked choice voting, a system that he managed to screw up so bad that with 4 times the money as any of the other candidates, he lost the race for mayor. So, and this is the only time he hasn't come out on top in terms of making money hand over fist on Oakland, which he loves to put down, but in fact, which he managed to get us into a few really bad deals. The number one I would say is Mount Davis. He sold us on the idea that personal seat licenses would be able to pay for the Raiders' return to Oakland and how much money we paid the Raiders, who then walked out again on us. And he had other people's agreement. He had Elihu Harris and whatnot. He then spent a couple years trying to take away some of our staff that was trying to sell those licenses. That turned out to be a terrible deal, and he walked away from that, and we spent years and years paying millions and millions of dollars for that deal that never worked out. He got us into another little mess when he said he really wanted to have some land over by where the school district's main office was on 2nd Avenue, because that would be great land that he could develop for, rich people who would love to live by the lake. Of course they would. And he would be close to the developer because he always has been, and he always makes all those kind of deals. So anyway, he got us into a deal where we had a debt of $30 million, which we probably could have closed by making some cuts. But he talked everyone and all of the local and state people who he was close to at the time into, let's have a big time loan from the state. And we spent years and years paying it off. Why? Because the state got to be in charge of what we did, and they ran up the bill even higher than it ever should have been and wasted a lot of money, and it took us years and years. We only recently got out of it. Another little thing, redevelopment area down by the estuary, close to the airport, was available. Someone wanted to build a mall there. He said, no, I have friends that want to do other things there. No. Someone did want to build a mall. He didn't want them to build the mall. He said, there's better things to do. The mall fell through. The thing that was going to go in there was a car salesman who needed a big space to compete with Hayward. They were on Broadway. When that fell through and there was nothing there for years, he got a contract once again from the city. God knows how they do this stuff, to propose another place that these folks could go and how he would help them go, and it wouldn't lose us quite as much money as we lost on that one. So every time we lost out on every deal that he ever made. But he was a pretty smart guy for a while until he completely lost it, tried to run for mayor, ran an absolutely terrible campaign, had campaign consultants falling over each other, making bad mistakes, and he lost. We said anybody but Parada. And Parada has gone, but he still hasn't forgiven us, apparently. We haven't all forgiven him either. Thanks to that, Don.